What happens when two of Britain's most outspoken political figures go head-to-head over the threat of riots in the streets? Is it political theatre or a terrifying glimpse into the social consequences of government policy? This is not just a spat in Westminster. This is about fear, power, housing, and who's really looking out for the people. In this explosive confrontation between Labour's Angela Rayner and Tory heavyweight Michael Gove, the stakes couldn't be higher. Did you know that over 95% of our viewers aren't subscribed to the channel? We totally get it. Life gets busy and sometimes it's easy to forget. But here's the thing, subscribing is completely free, and it really helps us keep creating the content you enjoy. So why not hit that subscribe button and join our community? It only takes a second, but it makes a world of difference to us. Thank you for your support. The row erupted when Angela Rayner made comments that appeared to downplay the risks of social unrest linked to changes in housing and tax policy. The context? Labour's proposed reform of the housing sector and fears that aggressive taxation or the abolishment of certain landlord privileges could spark backlash from both the middle class and property owners. Michael Gove didn't waste time. He seized on Rayner's words, accusing her of making a big mistake and sending a dangerous message, a message that suggested the government was blind to the fragility of public order. To the average citizen, it might sound like just another political disagreement. But beneath the surface, this was a warning shot from one side of the establishment to the other. Public anger is bubbling, and if you mishandle it, the consequences could be explosive. Michael Gove has long positioned himself as a pragmatist with a knack for seeing what others miss. When he warned that Labour's housing policies could risk triggering unrest, he was speaking from a position of strategic caution, or was it calculated fearmongering? Gove painted a picture of a Britain teetering on the edge. Spiralling rents, frustrated landlords, crumbling public services, and a working class pushed to breaking point. If Labour were to impose sweeping changes without careful implementation, he warned, it could create a volatile mix. But was he genuinely worried about riots? Or was this a political tactic to scare voters away from Labour's agenda? Was he invoking the spectre of social unrest to keep the status quo intact? Angela Rayner, known for her fiery rhetoric and working-class background, wasn't going to sit back and take it. She hit back at Gove's remarks, accusing him of stoking fear to protect vested interests. In her view, Gove was using the language of riots and chaos to undermine legitimate calls for reform. Rayner's argument was clear: Britain's housing system is broken. And the only people truly at risk are those struggling to find secure homes, fair rent, and affordable living. If anything, the current system is what fuels resentment, not Labour's plans to fix it. She refused to apologise, refused to dial back her tone. To her supporters, it was a moment of strength, a refusal to be bullied by Tory scaremongering. But here's the uncomfortable truth that neither side can ignore: Britain is sitting on a social tinderbox. The cost of living crisis has deepened. Property prices have soared beyond the reach of young families. Renters face eviction with little notice. Homelessness is rising in every major city. And meanwhile, a growing undercurrent of frustration simmers beneath the surface. Rayner and Gove might be clashing in Parliament, but their argument reflects a wider fear that something is coming. That years of neglect, in. As the headlines blared with phrases like "Labour risks riots" and "Gove warns of chaos," the media seized the moment. Pundits jumped in, some siding with Gove's caution, others backing Rayner's boldness. Political opportunists on both sides started using the row to push their narratives. The right framed Labour as reckless. The left framed the Conservatives as elitist fearmongers. But somewhere between the spin lies a fundamental question: who really understands what the British public is going through? The fight over words quickly became a fight over values. What does this political drama mean for the average Brit? If you're a renter, a homeowner struggling with mortgage hikes, or a parent wondering how your child will ever afford a house, this clash isn't just about headlines. It's about your future. Labour's promise to reform housing might offer hope. But if mishandled, it could also stir up uncertainty. Meanwhile, Tory warnings of riots might seem far-fetched, but they're rooted in a real, growing anxiety that Britain is drifting toward unrest. Rayner presents herself as the voice of working people. Gove, despite his establishment ties, tries to present himself as a steady hand. But when the public watches them clash, many wonder, are they truly listening to us or just battling for power? If political leaders want to prevent unrest, they must go beyond sound bites. They must deliver change that people can see and feel in their daily lives. As we look at this explosive exchange, it's clear Britain is at a crossroads. Housing, taxation, inequality, they're not just policies. They are pressure points. And if those in power don't get it right, the consequences could be catastrophic. Let us know in the comments, who do you think made the stronger case, Rayner or Gove? Is Britain really on the edge of unrest, or is it all political theatre? And if you've made it this far, thank you. We need informed, engaged viewers like you to keep these conversations alive. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps us keep shining a light on the stories that matter most. Thank you for watching.